Hello, John.
Good day.
Hey. Oh, disconnected.
Okay. I think we can start.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the role meeting. Apologize for the missing name of the working group in the title. Okay. Please, this take in consideration the not well. We will not read it, but this meeting aligns with the not well of the IETF and their policies.
You also need to note that it's being recorded, right, for the people who are remotely.
Sorry?
It's the meeting is also being recorded for the people who are remotely.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. So, yeah. So note really well that we need to treat each other with respect, and if you don't feel in that way, please contact the those persons. The tips, please, if you're not talking, mute your microphone. Keep audio and video off if you are not using the on-site version, and please join to the Miteco in order to register your attendance. Okay, these are the resources. You should access as well from the IETF webpage. And it will be nice if we have some volunteers for the minute takers. Someone?
I might take some if I'm not speaking. But...
Okay. Thank you. Okay, this is the agenda for today. So we will provide an introduction of the working group status. Then we will mention the status of the active role enrollment priority draft. Then Aris will state the updates on the NSA extension draft. And then we will provide the status on MOPEX. And finally, open floor for everyone. Comments or questions about the agenda? Okay. So this is the status of the draft. LDB Ripple got comments from John, so the authors are addressing the issues. DAO projections was submitted to the ISG. NSA extension is in progress. Will be presented today. Enrollment priority the same. MOPEX the same. They're in progress and will be presented today. RNFD was submitted for publication, and we have some drafts that need for attention. Capabilities, storing root acknowledged, and these modifications. Then the milestones. We have achieved one milestone from the last time. We submitted to the ISG the RNFD document.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we plan a minor rechartering. Actually, our current work items are as follows. Guidance is using RFC 6553, 6554, and IPv6 in IPv6 encapsulation. Additional protocol elements to reduce packet size and the amount of required routing states. Automatic selection of MPL forwarders to reduce message replication. Data models for Ripple and MPL management. Multicast enhancement algorithm. So these are the current work items, but we plan to present some minor rechartering. So we plan to delete the guidance in using these RFCs since the draft is already RFC. We don't need more this work item. It's already done. Then we suggest to add protocol elements to enhance parents node selections and improve route discovery efficiency to align the work on NSA extension and this modification. Then as well, we plan to delete automatic selection of MPL forwarders to reduce message replication. We plan to keep as it is. There is a data model for Ripple and MPL management. We think that it's very important to have these young models and focus the work as well in what is management of the protocols. And then we plan to delete multicast enhancement algorithms. We don't see that there are people willing to work on these topics. Then we plan to add new work item that in a way that we can align the work of RNFT, network resilience and fault management in Ripple-based networks. And as well, we plan to add secure network enrollment and access control mechanism for Ripple networks in a way that we can align the work of enrollment priority. And we suggest to modify the additional protocol elements to reduce packet size and amount of required routing states in a way that we can include MOPEX and capabilities work. So the modified work item will be additional protocol elements to optimize operational efficiency. So these are the suggestions that we have thought with Aris and John. So what do you think? There are comments? Or do you agree? Yes, John?
So just my comment is I've looked these over. They look good to me. And if I would plan to move this pretty quickly onto the charter unless there's an objection. So if you do have any objections or discussion to make, please bring it up quickly. The other thing I want to say is that from my point of view, the important thing to do here.
I think we lost him.
John? Yeah. We cannot hear you. Okay, I think he's trying to join again. John? Yeah, I think we lost him. Okay.
Yeah, he did this before, so maybe his connection is not very stable.
Yeah. Okay, we give 1 minute in case that.
Yes, he said, no, just a second, I will respond. No.
Yeah, it came through that you are agree. Do you agree? Yes, we lost you. Yeah. Okay, so we will continue in the mailing list to provide this information to the people that cannot be today present. Comments in the room or in the chat for remote participants? Okay. Proceed. So for enrollment priority, Michael cannot be present today, but okay, just a comment from John. He say in the chat, short version, let's keep this to a minor rechartering effort to align with the current working group drafts. Yeah,
okay.
Agree. Yeah, we will do that. Okay, thank you. Okay, continue the message of John. If a larger revision to the charter is desired, we can discuss that later. I would prefer to keep its scope in this revision minimal. Okay, thanks. Yeah, agree. Okay, back to the enrollment priority. These are the open issues. There are no big majors, so they are minors. Once that these issues are addressed, we are going to have a new working group last call. We already have the review and the security and routing directory review, and we will proceed with the Shepherd write-up. Comments, suggestions? Okay, someone wants to review this draft in the room? Okay. Aris?
Yep. Just a sec. I was trying to note what the next step was, and I didn't manage to finish. Okay, that's fine. So let's continue here. So I'm taking off my co-chair hat and putting on my draft writer hat. So this has been a draft that's been ongoing for some time now. We had addressed almost all issues. However, in the last meeting, it's been some time, I think maybe 2 meetings ago, there was a question related to how we calculate the max path cost and how we handle some cases. This gave way to a more general discussion on whether it makes sense to base this proposal on Mr. Hoff, which yes, it's an RFC, but it's maybe less used in industry. So the idea was, is it possible to actually modify it so that it's not an objective function that, let's say, inherits or copy pastes Mr. Hoff, but to keep it as an orthogonal independent feature that can be applied to any objective function. So I have been working on this. I have advanced recently, maybe halfway through. I have a few things to address more, but let's say that the harder part, which was to adapt how exactly this integrates with an objective function, I think it's in a nice state. I have been working in a parallel branch on GitHub. So this should advance fast, and if it's accepted like this, it will effectively address both issue 28 and 59. One thing to keep in mind is that I'm trying to make the changes as minimal as possible so that someone who has to review or reread it actually will only have to check a minimal part of the draft instead of something that will completely restructure everything. So already a good chunk of it is kept as is, and so that's nice for the review part. So I should have something ready maybe in a few weeks max.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Aris, comments or questions? Okay, so next steps. When the issues are addressed, we will work into update the write-up, and we will go directly with the working group last call.
Yeah,
And
maybe Pascal would be able to offer some comment. I don't know if what his activities right now, but if he's willing, that would be great.
Not working. It's not. Okay, Pascal is glad to review. Thank you very much, Pascal.
Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Okay, additional comments or questions? Okay. And for MOPEX, we have two main issues, and Dominic is willing to help with these open issues. We have not gotten any updates so far, but we know that Dominic is working on that. And yeah, so if you want to give comments to this issue, that will be very nice. They are in GitHub, so please review it. Here, you can speak with this one, Pascal. Okay. So yeah, that is one of the main issues from MOPEX. Okay, the next steps are the same. Once that we have the issues addressed, we will ask for 2 internal reviewers, routing and security directory reviews, and then issue the working group labs call, and of course, with the corresponding write-up, we submit to the ISG. Comments or suggestions? Okay. It will be nice as well if you are willing to participate in this working group. There is a work to do, for example, in capabilities. There are a lot of documents that point to capabilities. It's the continuation. I mean, in the past, the MOPEX was including capabilities as well for Ripple, but then we thought that was best to split. So it will be nice to finish as well MOPEX and capabilities. So if you are willing to participate for newcomers, just contact us, and we will let you know how can you contribute to the working group. Okay, that's it. Okay, open floor, comments or questions? Okay, so I think we can conclude this meeting. Yeah,
Wait.
Pascal?
Ah,
Is John? Is submitted, but
he's muted.
Can
you unmute yourself, maybe?
Pascal wants to know about the DAO projection.
Oh, so DAO projection is Jim agreed to take that one on. Wait a minute, no, hang on, let me make sure that I'm talking about the right thing. Projection, there it is. Yeah, so Jim Kishard agreed to take that on. I've checked with Jim. He says he has not yet started processing it. If I currently have a bunch of IDR stuff in my queue, so I'm going to leave it with Jim for now. But if he hasn't gotten to it by the time I finish with the IDR documents, I'll take it back. So we're working as fast as we can to get it through. If it's holding something up, you know, please let me know, and we'll shuffle accordingly. But if the concern is just like, John, please get this through as fast as you can, then we are. Why don't you go to the front? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Hello, John. This is Pascal. So I'm not aware that it really holds anything, but it's a technology that we would like to present to groups like WiseSun, and because they are looking for smart grid automation, and for that you need path optimization. So you need this sort of thing. And well, I would need the RFC to be able to present that to them, because they won't consume it in its current shape, well, current title. So it just delays the time they can present that to them.
Understood. The one, yeah, so like I said, I do have it for my own time. I have it stuck behind three kind of large documents from IDR. One thing I could do, if the working group would like me to, is like the next thing I was going to pick up was going to be RNFD. I could put projection in front of that one. In fact, I probably should if Jim hasn't managed to advance it yet.
Yes. So John, just for history, Suarez has done a very deep review of this document, and I was very happy with that review, and I thought it made it. And our only conclusion was we don't have much experience on deploying this thing, so we don't know if it can be experimental or it can be standard. And our answer to that was like, in our world, everything we've done experimental was never implemented by people who could effectively make us learn whether it works or not. I mean, mostly academic trying to, there are many papers on Ripple, but they only worked on the things that we published as standard track, and they never worked on anything we published as experimental. Meaning, for us, it's important to follow the track that we have chosen. And that was the main open discussion we had from Suarez's discussion. Otherwise, she really went deep into our review. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do what I can to kind of speed it up. But yeah, thanks for bringing it up.
Okay, thank you very much, Pascal and John. Additional comments or questions? Okay, then thank you very much, and Have a nice day. We can conclude the meeting.
Yes. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See you next time. Oh, wait.
Aris, you are still on the camera. You are still in.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
okay.
I'm leaving. Yeah.
You know,
I
yeah.
wanted to send a message to one of the
Yeah,
participants over there.
that's great.
It's okay. So see you. Bye-bye.
Meeting has finalized. Sorry. Actually, the meeting was very short too. Pascal, about this Ripple version 2. No, it's just a question. You want to work on that or no?
So yes, there were a number of things which happened since the first Ripple, and we said, why don't we package that into what we'll call Ripple version 2, which also included rewriting the original Ripple spec to be more specific. In many places, people complained that it was not specific enough. And yes, that was the goal initially because we did not know. So we said, let's keep it quite open and let people experiment with it and make decisions on how we do things. For that effort, I took the original Ripple spec and turned it into XML v3, which was not small. So we have an XML v3 Ripple spec, which is the exact copy of the v2, but written in v3. So it's ready to be edited. Now it's just a matter of having people consuming work. So if we don't have consumers, why should we work on it? So, and for now, I've not seen enough.
And the Wisan, what?
Wisan is consuming, recently has not been consuming changes in Ripple. They've been consuming changes in Xlopan. And so the main thing I heard from people working Wisan was like, they want smart grid automation, meaning you want to have quote unquote deterministic path to do some control inside the system. And for that, you can't use Ripple path. You cannot even use P2P Ripple or IEDV because you never know what kind of quality you get end to end. So they want to be able to traffic engineer their path for their control loops. And if they do that, for doing that, they need the other draft. They need the route projection thing. So that's what I was telling John. Yeah. As under the name Ripple v2, we have not done anything. Yeah. It's just progressing those drafts that you're progressing, but we have not decided, hey, Ripple v2 represents this bundle of drafts, and do we need to rewrite the spec? What's rewrite? I mean, it would be a whole new work for your charter, rewriting the spec to make it better and call it v2 by incorporating other things as well. All this is a big effort. So basically, we have consumers.
Okay, good point. Thank you. Something to think. Hola, ¿cómo estás, Renzo?
Argentina, sos argentina de...
¿Y vos de Uruguay?